Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krista and today's class is a 25-minute flow and restore. The first part of today's class will be in a vinyasa flow style and will get your blood pumping and your muscles stretched out and prepared so you can find a deeper emotional and physical release for the second part of class, which is purely restorative. You'll need 2 blocks, a blanket, a strap, and a bolster, but remember you can always use what you have on hand and improvise with the props. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're ready to experience some mental clearing and relief from tension. And when you're ready, come join me on the mat. Come to a seat back on your heels with the knees together, hands resting on top of your thighs. Just take a nice deep breath in, fill up the body. And then as you exhale, just sigh it out. Let it all go. And begin to take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles down toward the ground as you lift your heart, peel the chest open, tip your gaze back, release the hands, and then interlace your fingers, flip the palms so they're facing forward, and then round your spine, pull the belly to the spine. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up, open your chest, and then exhale, let your hands come down to the ground and lift your hips for your first downward facing dog. So pedal out your heels, shift the weight through your hips, maybe roll your ankles around. Make sure you pull your shoulders away from the ears. Notice the breath and then look forward, take a step up, find a flat back. So hands at the shins and exhale, begin to fold over. Inhale, reach all the way up, press your palms up overhead and lower the hands down through the heart. Inhale, reach up and lengthen, look up. Exhale, fold from your hips. Inhale, find your flat back and grab hold of your big toes and then fold into it. So we're finding Padangusthasana, elbows wide, shift the weight into the balls of the feet, lifting the hips up nice and high if that feels okay on your hamstrings, and then release that grip, flip the palms underneath for Padahastasana. So inhale, lengthen, and exhale, we're folding. So really getting right into the practice today so we can get the blood moving and get the muscles all warmed up. Release that, place the hands on the shins and then place the hands down, step back, lower chaturanga down to the belly. From here, take the fingertips wide, roll your chest open, just lift your heart off of the mat and then lower back down. Place the palms under the shoulders, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So nice full breath here. Look forward, step or hop up to the front, lengthen, and exhale, fold in half. Inhale, arms sweep on up, press your palms up overhead, hands down through the heart and down to the sides. Inhale, sit back right into your chair pose, and exhale, we're folding in half. Inhale, flat back, lower the palms, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, and exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice full breath. Toes together, reach your right leg high, and then open your hip. Just roll around the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Get some movement there. Come back to a straight leg and step it up in between the hands. So back heel remains lifted. Inhale the arms high, opening your chest, reaching through the fingertips, and then hands together in front of your heart. Start to take a twist here. Split your arms open. Left hand finds the ground. And then begin to circle that right arm around. So really big circles, just getting into the shoulder joint. Come back to a straight arm and then lower the hand down. Lift your hips to slide them back, lengthen the right leg. So a deep hamstring stretch through that right leg. Chin is reaching down over toward the shin. And then place the weight into the foot, warrior one. So back heel spins down. Inhale, the arms lift. Palms are pressing together and then release the hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, pull the knuckles down, lift your heart, and then fold into humble warrior. So shoulder can rest over the thigh or on the inside of it. Big stretch in the hips. Root down, rise back up, warrior one. Inhale, the arms lift. Hands find the ground, step back, and take your vinyasa. So moving quickly today and just getting rid of any kind of thoughts that are just hanging out in your mind that you need to release. Go ahead and look forward. Step or float up to the front, lengthen, and exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep high, sit back for chair, Utkatasana, and stand all the way up. Hands down through the heart. Inhale, take a seat again, find your chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, find some length, and lower the hands, step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Notice your breath. Inhale, left leg lifts. Open your hip up, roll around the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Just sending some movement through the joint. Come back to a straight leg, and then step it up right into your high lunge. Inhale, the arms lift all the way up. Belly in, pull your tailbone down. Keep breathing. Hands together in front of your heart, and then split your arms to find a twist. Right hand lowers to the ground, left arm stretches on up. You can take a few of those nice big shoulder openers, and then lower the left fingertips down, slide the hips back, reach your chest forward over that left leg. So big stretch in the hamstrings. From here, put the weight back into the foot, warrior one. Inhale the arms all the way up, and then hands meet behind your back. Interlace your fingers and fold for humble warrior. Notice where you can release tension. Maybe there's some unnecessary gripping in the body. Go ahead and come back up, warrior one, and lower the hands down. Step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Steady breath, calm mind. Go ahead and drop down to your knees, sink back for a child's pose. Lower your chest all the way down to the ground. You can roll your forehead back and forth if that feels good. And then come all the way up. We're going to come onto the shins. Tuck the toes under for camel pose. So right into it. Inhale, lift your chest, roll the heart open any amount. Does not have to be a super intense back bend. Just keep tipping on back and then come back to neutral. We're going to do that a few more times. If you want to go deeper, maybe this time you release your hands down to your heels. If that's too much for you, keep your hands at your low back. And go ahead and tip on back. Continue to push your hips forward. Breathe deep. And slowly, with control, come back up. Last one. If you want to go deeper, untuck the toes. Palms down to the sole of your foot. Push your hip bones forward. Lift your chest. Roll the heart open. Breathe big. Hands together in front of your heart as you come back up. Nice and steady. Take a seat back onto your heels and down into child's pose, Balasana. Notice your breath. Slowly come back up. Take a few rounds of cat-cow. So getting into the spine, getting into the hips. Inhale, belly falls, heart opens, and exhale, round the spine. Push the ground away. Inhale, reach your heart forward, and exhale, rounding through the spine and the low back. Go ahead and take a seat back onto your heels. Legs can reach long out in front of you. And we're going to rock back right into boat pose, Navasana. So arms straight out in front of you. Lift your legs as high as they'll go. Keep your chest open. Fire up your core. Make sure you're breathing full and steady. Breathe deep. Keep it lifted. Almost there, and then lower the feet down, open your knees wide, right into bound angle. So Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees open, reach your chest forward. So big stretch in the inner hips and the groin. Slowly come back up, feet find the floor, and just start to windshield wiper your knees left and right. Full, steady breath. Lengthen the legs nice and long, give them a little shake. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and find our props. So our body should feel pretty warm, pretty open, and we're going to move right into our restorative part of the practice. So coming into our Gomukhasana, cow facing pose, the right knee is in front of the left knee. And then if you want a blanket, you can sit on your blanket or a block or your bolster if the hips don't come all the way down to the ground. From here, just grab hold of your ankles, lift your chest, breathe deep. Notice in your body where you're still gripping and holding on. See if you can let go. And then we're going to grab the strap, loop that strap around the right shoulder. And then inhale the right arm high, drop the hand behind you, press the left hand down onto the right elbow, stretching through the tricep. And then go ahead and release the left hand, slide it up the back, grab hold of your strap, and slowly walk your hands a little closer toward each other. Notice if you can relax a little bit more. Keep breathing. And then release your strap. Go ahead and walk the hands forward. And then you can just kind of turn around here if you know how to do that into your Gomukhasana, or you can just switch the cross of the leg. So left knee is on top now, right knee is under. Grab hold of your ankles. Take a few moments just to find this sensation in the hips. Notice it. And then we'll move into the arms. So you can grab your strap when you're ready. Taking the strap over the left shoulder this time. Left hand's going to lift up and drop behind you. Grab the strap. Right arm reaches high and then press on top of your elbow. So big stretch in the triceps. And then release that right hand, grab hold of your strap, gently walk your hands closer toward each other. Just breathe. Release that. Move your strap to the side. And then we're just going to rock back onto the hips. You can place the feet down in front of you, windshield wiper your knees, get rid of any kind of tension there. And then go ahead and take a seat back onto your hips. Grab your bolster and pretty much all of your props now. You're going to set your blocks up under your bolster so they're in front of you. The first block closest to you is going to be on the lowest setting. Second block is on the medium height. And you can always change the height of this to suit you. So you're going to take your right hip and connect it to the bolster. The knees are going to bend and they can either be touching together or really far apart, your choice. And then just go ahead and rotate your body so you're facing the bolster and lay down on top of it. So we're in a restorative twist here. So changing the posture in any way that suits you today. Find the most comfortable position and see if you can completely let go. Notice your thoughts and then just release them, let them go. Focus your attention on your breath. See if you can relax through your jaw and the facial features, the neck and the shoulders. And then when you're ready, you can slowly make your way to the other side. There's no rush. So if you need a few more breaths on this side, feel free to take it. Eventually just moving so the left hip is connecting with the bolster. And then just walking your hands around to frame the bolster as you lower all the way down. Find your breath. Notice if you can soften into the posture even deeper. Allowing yourself to completely relax. We'll slowly and mindfully begin to lift back up. And you can just keep your props where they are. You're going to take your legs nice and wide around the bolster. And then you can support your hips with a blanket if that feels good, just to kind of tilt the pelvis forward slightly. We're just taking a nice wide-legged fold here. So allowing your chest to come down on top of the bolster. Let your head rest nice and heavy. So adjusting the height of the blocks however you need to make this the most comfortable. And just allowing gravity to help you out here, to let your hips open and to provide even more of a release. We'll slowly start to come back up, and you're going to move your bolster and your blocks and your blanket off to the side. We're going to use them in another way in our Supta Baddha Konasana. So you're going to grab your blocks, take them behind you. One's going to be on the lowest setting, the other one is going to be on the medium setting. And you're setting your bolster up so it's laying lengthwise across them. Now grab your blanket and you're going to take it so it is lengthwise, maybe fold it up once or twice depending on how big it is, and then just roll it up so you have a long roll. Just going to roll it halfway so you have kind of a roll and then a flat part. The feet are going to come together. Your low back is pressing at your bolster, and then you're going to lay the blanket across your feet and then tuck the edges of the blanket underneath your thighs so you have some support there. So your feet are nice and warm, your knees and your hips are supported, and then just lay down on your bolster. Allow your hands to rest open, palms facing up, and take a moment just to check in here. Notice any thoughts that are swirling around. Notice the quality of your thoughts. And see if you can just come back to the present moment. Just letting them go. Allowing yourself to be here and just experience this moment. Noticing what comes up for you. Just breathing into it. If your mind starts to drift and wander, just bring it back to the breath. And then we'll slowly, mindfully start to lift back up. And you can unroll your blanket and just take it out of the way. You can move your bolster and blocks to the side. We're going to come into our Shavasana, but I'm going to walk you through a different way to come into it. So you're going to place your blanket under your head for some support. And then your bolster is going to run lengthwise under your knees. So it's nice and supporting. And then allow your head to come down onto the blanket. Your knees are supported by the bolster. And then just let your hands drop down next to you. Close your eyes. Noticing the inhales and the exhales. So as you inhale, the belly fills, the ribs expand, and the chest and the collarbones lift. And then as you exhale, let everything fall back down. Shavasana. Slowly just begin to send a little bit of life and some movement back into the fingers and the toes. You can reach up and take a big stretch. Roll off to the side. Cradle your knees into your chest for a moment. And then press yourself up. Just find a comfortable and easy seat. Taking a moment here just to check in. Check in with your breath, your mind, your body. Notice any shifts or any changes from when you first stepped onto your mat. And just begin to thank yourself for choosing to practice today, for choosing to show up for yourself. Thank you so much for sharing your own practice with me. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in today's practice. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking the red subscribe button in the lower right corner. And be sure to hit the bell icon so you'll get updates on all my new videos that I'll be posting each week. I hope to see you on the mat soon.